the infamous trophy room. And you will be doing the acrobatics to enter, Winston, yes?
Miss Croft did enjoy her little games. And here it is, gentlemen. The artifact which led to the animosity between Miss Croft and von Troye, ending ultimately in this terrible business.
Okay, Miss Croft, I'm presuming by the lack of communication that Troye Industry is building, right? Containing our little prize, the iris?
Affirmative.
Right. Now this is what you're good at, yeah? Time to switch roofs.
Switch roofs? Easy to say from the ground floor, wouldn't you agree?
Come on now, stiff upper lip, top hole and all that. Time to get hip with zip.
Gone.
Yo! Jimi Hendrix is back! Laura! You there, Laura? Croft! You getting this?
Blimey.
Jeez, now that was a blast. What the hell happened?
Never mind, Yankee. I'm going in. I'm in.
Okay, now let's see what you can do. Follow the vent to the main corridor. You come in at the 13th floor. Unlucky for some.
Unlucky for them. Any welcome party?
That's your job, girl. I ain't no X-ray vision superhero.
I'd noticed the last bit.
Ooh, you are so sharp you're gonna cut yourself. Just remember, the less attention, the better. You dig?
Thanks, but that thought had crossed my mind.
Just making sure you're on the ball, lady.
Enough talk. Contact me if you see anything.
Whew, that girl has got one bad attitude.
And the transmission is over. Hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider 5 Chronicles, Zellguys115 speaking, and let me officially welcome you to the 13th floor, the first level of the final Chronicle of Tomb Raider 5, the New York chapter. Now I have very mixed feelings about the following 3 levels, because they are thematically, I think, a very poor send-off to Lara Croft. It's not about her final adventure in the final classic game being about what she loves the most, and that's exploring tombs. Instead, it's about breaking into a corporate building, stealing an item and getting out. Now we need to understand also the context of when this was released. This is when Matrix and Mission Impossible were all the hype, right? And the clear inspirations are here. They try to do Lara Croft spin on it. And actually, I think to an extent they succeeded. It's just not what I would have liked for the very final levels. Now, the problem is thematic only, because mechanically and difficulty-wise, I think they did an outstanding job. This is gonna challenge you. It requires absolute mastery of everything you've learned from the previous entries in the franchise, or watch a guide or a let's play, right? Now I'm gonna do my absolute best to help you carry you through these 3 levels because they are difficult, and I'll soon explain why in greater detail. Now in this level we are gonna find 26 items. We are only gonna kill 19 out of 25 enemies, and I'll explain with each enemy why we cannot kill them. We are gonna break a varied assortment of objects, 9 total in this level, and we are gonna find 3 secrets, just like in the following 2 levels, bringing us to the total of 30 and then eventually 36. So if anything, the secret count is showing you that we are approaching the end, and I'm a bit sad about it. Or I would be if they wouldn't announce Tomb Raider 1, 2 and 3, Unfinished Business, Return to Egypt, Golden Mask expansion and Lost Artifact expansion level remasters for all the modern consoles, which is, I mean, at the time of me recording this, it was only last night when it was announced, and I still cannot believe that this is real. I thought it's just some fan-made teaser trailer or something like that, you know, people wishing something would happen and just putting their own unique creative spin on it. No, it's official. I couldn't believe my eyes. We are all celebrating in this community, and oh my god, I could talk so much about what my expectations are for that, but that's not why we are here on the 13th floor, okay? I might make a separate video about it. I did make a brief post asking you guys if you'd like me to tackle it via Let's Plays, and you said with a resounding yes, you would. So I'm gonna do that on Lara's birthday, 14th February, when it's gonna be released. However, I'm not gonna pre-order them, because in general I feel pre-ordering is a terrible anti-consumer practice and I'm not gonna support it, but I am probably gonna buy them on day one and do some maybe Let's Plays or streams, we'll see. I'll think of something fun. Now, back to the year 2000, or actually, whenever this is happening in Lara's timeline, it must be before Tomb Raider 3, so these must be 90s still. As Lara was talking with Zip, who I absolutely cannot stand, just like Lara, whoever wrote him probably never met an American or African American person in their entire life, we should take the left path first, as the camera was indicating, because the right path is our way to continue, but on the left path we are not only going to get our hands on the first secret, but also on an optional key item which is going to make our life easier on the right path, but I'm still going to intentionally mess it up to show you what the hard path means. Anyway, couple of things. We are starting a new chronicle, so let me take a look through our inventory screen. First and foremost, we have a one and only gun. We don't have Lara's signature pistols, which means the no pistols challenge is automatically on, which I think is wonderful. It apps the difficulty, increases tension and the challenge, and we'll see how we'll fare using that. Now, this is also an interesting gun, the Heckler & Koch, because, well, yeah, it looks like an MP5 from Tomb Raider 3, but it's vastly different. MP5 in Tomb Raider 3 was essentially a rapid mode fire weapon with perfect accuracy, just like M16 was in Tomb Raider 2. It was a long-range, unwieldy weapon for those long distances. Here, if you do decide to use a rapid fire mode, the recoil will be about as bad as with Uzis. And I think the best example of this is if you equip a rapid fire mode and start holding the action key while zooming in with your targeting reticule, it is automatically upgraded with a laser sight, like a revolver or crossbow would be, or Desert Eagle. This gun has it automatically, but if you start firing the rapid fire mode, the screen will start shaking frantically. The recoil is quite bad. So the obvious choice, perhaps, to conserve some of the ammunition would be the burst mode, and your accuracy will also be better. But I have an even better idea. Let's choose the sniper mode, because here you're only limited by the speed of your trigger finger, and how fast you press the action key is how fast you shoot, giving you perfect control over your rate of fire and ammo consumption. I find it rather shocking that Lara only came with one clip, because when you find one HK clip, you will get 30 bullets. That's all. She only has the gun, no extra ammo. That's really shocking, and no pistols either. Now, perhaps even more interestingly, I like how they integrated Lara's outfit into something finally usable in the inventory screen. We get the, well, this isn't right, it says binoculars, but this should instead say headset, okay? In the PS1 version it does so, but in the PC they probably forgot to change the name again. It seems the PC version got the worst treatment in this case, but when you use them, they are essentially binoculars, except the shaping resembles that of the headset, making it way less practical. But using the crawl key, you can zoom in, using the sprint key, you can zoom out, and using the action key, you cast light, although in this case it's supposed to be infrared, but I just find it obscures things rather than lights them up. The binoculars light was much better. Using the holster key, you'll put it away just like you would binocs. Anyway, cool that Lara's outfit gets some extra use in the inventory. I just don't like the implementation. And also, since we have the laser sight of the HK gun, it's kind of unnecessary, to be honest. Now, we still have our Timex, TMX, and if you've been paying attention to the FMV cutscene just before Lara made that jump from the roof to the VCI building, she actually had a Timex in her hand, but that was orange-colored one. But it was showing the exact same time as the object in our inventory does. That's 10 hours and 9 minutes. I assume that's what it is. Just as an interesting side note, again, this was a product placement at the time to secure more money and a sponsorship. I have mixed feelings about that, but I'm gonna forgive them. It's a sign of times how Core was struggling financially. Now, we also start with 3 small health packs and 1 large health pack, like per every single chronicle in this game, so that's unsurprising. But again, no pistols are gonna make this a very tense and interesting adventure. Oh, and I want to show you another thing. You know what? Let me first show it on this screen over here. As you can see, we have ammo used 824, so 824 shots. But this is the same as we had at the end of the sinking submarine, and we fired no shots in Irish levels. But now we fired one bullet and it did not increase. This is in fact a bug. No matter if you use the rapid fire mode, the burst fire mode, or the sniper fire mode, your ammo used count will stop increasing. And this is the case both in PC and PS1 version. I have tested this. So it seems it's a problem specifically with the HK gun. It being fired does not count to the ammo used, and this sucks. So I'm gonna put at the very end of the level my own ammunition used count, both the total and the one specific to this level, just to fix this issue, okay? Just be aware of that in case you're checking your statistics screen as you're playing the game. Not even the Tomb 5 patch fixed this, so you will encounter most likely the exact same issue. But enough talking. Another thing I need to show you is... Okay, first let's get our hands on this large health pack. Lara, please cooperate, thank you. Something about Lara's new catsuit, which by the way looks so much better than the one in Tomb Raider 3. I hated her short gloves. It looked, I think, really awkward. One problem with it is that it's so slippery that if you press the sprint key while scrolling, rather than making a somersault, Lara will just do this.
You getting this?
Whoa, baby, I'm getting too much of that. Looks like the Hulk on steroids.
You want to tell me what it's doing here?
Couldn't be sure. I hear that BCI is working on some new suit.
That face!
And that, sure as mom's apple pie, ain't no civilian protection.
Can't argue with that. And the guns?
Well, my picture ain't all that clear, but it looks like low-frequency laser weapons, limited range. If you get in the way of one, they'll have to take you out in a plastic sack.
I get the picture.
Not just that, but you do not get the kill, Lara. Now you can barely make out, at the very edge of the screen, that, just barely, I could see a glimpse of his brown pants in the power armor, but oh, there he is, you can see him. The problem is that this is the first unkillable enemy in this level. Originally I thought he only appears for the purposes of the cutscene, in which case I wouldn't count him. But unfortunately there he is, and we cannot do anything about him. We cannot reach him, we cannot shoot him, nothing. And by the time we reach this room to pick up the first secret, as you can see the golden rose there, he will be gone. So this, my friends, is the first unkillable enemy. Just wanted to highlight that. By the way, might I just repeat again how much I hate this first iteration of Zip? Mum's apple pie, because that's what all the Americans say, sure. Okay, I'm really happy how he turned out in Legend and Underworld. Okay, as opposed to this legacy we should all just forget about. Okay, now, let's go on to the right side over here and get familiar with these kinds of lasers. You'll be seeing them often in the New York levels. Whoa, down, 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 Lara, thank you. And thankfully crawling works the same way as a safety walk would. So Lara's not gonna pass this threshold, she will burn if she touches the tile. So just go up. There we go. And before we shoot that vent cover to get our hands on the secret, let's first enter this storeroom over here. I'm probably gonna try and keep the crawl somersaulting to minimum here because of the way it looks very glitchy and buggy. I'm not a fan. Lara, could you please get out? Okay, thank you. Thank you for your cooperation. Now, here we are in a storeroom. We have a broom, which does remind me of Tomb Raider's 4 Egyptian exhibition in Alexandria, but no, that's not what we're after. No wall hooks or sticks this time, but actual supplies. We get more bullets, which we absolutely sorely need. Now, I think this shelving is completely empty, but let me show you regardless. Oh, an interesting thing, there are gonna be, I think, 2 shelves in this level, which will have more than 1 items, but, and I really like this, you will get both items in such instances via searching the shelf only once, okay? Now, I have tested searching them multiple times in both versions of the game, just to be absolutely sure there's nothing hidden, but I think they implemented this very well. To save up some time, you only need to search a shelf that has multiple items once, and you are gonna get all of them. I think it's similar to searching through the wall niches in Tomb Raider 4. Okay, so what on earth did we get our hands on? Well, it's one of the reasons I wanted to go to this side first, the hammer. This is actually gonna allow us to avoid a particular obstacle in a very sneaky and crafty way and not draw additional attention to ourselves. However, you know me, I am a bloodthirsty bastard, so I'm gonna show you both the sneaky way and the stupid, dangerous way, but later about that. Now we need to get our hands on the first secret, and let me actually show you exactly what I mean with the ammo count being broken. So we are at 824, and now if we fire a single bullet, we are still at 824. See, so the ammo used will be identical even at the very level end, no matter how much ammunition we will use with HK gun. Whoa, slippery Lara. And again, this is the case even for the PS1 version. It's not a PC version specific bug or anything like that. Okay, down you go, Lara. And make sure to duck immediately, because this laser just keeps on coming. Okay, let's give it a bit more time. We need to make it inside without getting cut to ribbons. Okay, that should be fine. Slippery Lara. Oh, thank you. That was hilarious. But it helped us out a lot. Now, I think since we cannot really fire a two-handed weapon from a crouch or duck position, that's why this vent cover opened up automatically. I think the devs realized at some point that you have no way to shoot it from the inside, right? So there we are, we get our hands on our first secret of the level. Yay! I think we should be at 28. And this is the door behind which the first power armored soldier wearing two laser rifles, wow, so Fallouty, disappeared. Now, interesting thing, if you approach this armory and hold the action key and forward, Lara will attempt to jump on top of it. So the game, or in the level editor, it thinks that it's a solid wall, and it seems like it should be climbable. But if you hold the action key and jump manually, Lara will not grab anything up there. It's just a strange artifact, which I wanted to show you. Okay, so let's get out of here. We have everything we need from this room and also the supply closet. Okay. Oh. That was way too close. Okay, that was stupid of me. Now we need to go down ASAP. Thank you, Lara. Now climb up immediately. I could have waited, but this is more exciting. Okay, okay. Whew. And on we go. Please don't do what I do. This is stupid. Okay, so here we are at the vent. There's the blue lit storeroom. You know what to do at this point. You can essentially just crawl all the way forward and then make a jump. And you know what, I'm gonna give ourselves a bit more time. I would hate to repeat all this. Okay, remain crouched, and just do standing jump forward, and crouch immediately. That's it, not much more to it. But now, we are actually gonna return to the very beginning corridor where we started the level, where Lara had a brief exchange with Zip. And you will find it perhaps confusing, because the corridor has now changed if you come back here, and I'm not sure exactly what triggers this. I would assume it's us picking up the hammer. That's my tip. But now, in this initial corridor, you will find two lasers, and this is one of the toughest traps in this franchise so far. But don't worry, I'm gonna show you how to tackle it. You can see that the lower laser comes closer, and the upper laser goes a bit further away, and we're gonna take a full advantage of this. So the moment the lower laser moves away, move just one square forward. Okay. And now jump and duck. Okay, now immediately go up, 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 because the upper laser can return and still deal damage to Lara. Ooh, my heart is racing. Okay, I have practiced this one a lot, and I'm so happy to see it paid off, because I still didn't save.
Woo! You get a spider drop in there, and it's toast.
Find me some way to turn this off.
Don't get your knickers in a twist. I'm on the case.
What I have to work with.
Don't knock it, lady. I'm your eyes and ears.
More of those and less of the lip would be
I feel you, Lara. What on earth do you have to work with? What I do appreciate is that they gave us an inside view of Zip's van within in-game graphics, so it's not just captured in FMV. That's pretty neat. But one thing you probably already noticed across these levels is that the PC version tends to cut off the in-game cutscenes almost a second earlier, meaning that usually the final syllable does not make it into the game. This is also the case in PS1 version for some cutscenes, but I find it to be the case in all the PC version cutscenes, which is really annoying and unfortunate. Okay, now if you're very observant, you will see some corridor underneath this ventilation grate, and yep, absolutely. Uh-oh. So what this cutscene is trying to show us is that we are standing right over there in that ventilation grid, but from the inside. The cutscene makes a very poor job of explaining this. But here's the thing. We have a padlock over here. Now we're absolutely gonna break it using our hammer. Definitely counting you as an object broken. Now, over here is another ventilation grid, and we're gonna get down there soon enough. First of all, in case you need them, there are more bullets for your HK gun, okay? So let's just pick them up, because we're about to have an encounter with the power-armored soldier. Now, this is unfortunately not the same one we've seen in the cutscene, it's a different one in a different room, but how on earth are we to get there? Well, the devs assume that in case you wouldn't find the hammer, you would naturally try what worked in the streets of Rome, and that is to shoot the padlock. Now that is not gonna work. However, there is something that is gonna work, and it's gonna be absolutely crazy. You need to stand on one of these elevated tiles. So standing here will not help you, but as soon as you cross this step, and any of the tiles of the steel ventilation grid, and if you fire your weapon while standing on any of these, it will cause a collapse of the entire ventilation, and you will end up falling into the room with the power armor soldier. This is extremely dangerous. You need to be quick at dispatching him, and actually I'm even thinking the devs did not intend you to kill him, but to run away and escape his plasma rifle blasts, or laser rifle, whatever. So, you know what helps me is to face this way, and you can fire anywhere. All it takes is one bullet, and observe. And now, be ready to zoom in very quickly. Oh my god, that was once in a million kind of shot. I am so happy that worked out. See, whenever this happens, a couple of things can happen. He can either stand here, his back turned, ignore you completely, but from his back he's invincible, and you need to get his attention via firing at him until he turns at you. Or, by the time you slide here, you can already get blasted by those laser rifles. There are so many variables of what can go wrong. Sometimes he bugs out and doesn't even notice Lara, at other times he will just instantly hit you. I think you can survive 1 or 2 blasts of those laser beams. It depends if he hits you with one of them or both of them, alright? Hold on a sec, that over there looks very climbable. I never thought about it. I don't assume we're gonna... Nah, but the ledge is empty. Okay, glad I explored that at least a little. Anyway, always so exciting that even after my trial runs, I still find something new. Okay, now be very careful climbing back, because you can see that this grid has broken off. This is actually the direction where we came from. This is where we picked up those HK clips, and we can actually go back, take a look at the iris and all that business, but we don't need to. Instead, let's safety drop down over here. And now be careful, because there might or might not be explosions depending on how the game will decide. Really? Nothing? Okay. There are supposed to be explosions happening, but sometimes they just don't. Well, anyway, we're back in this room. We already picked up those HK clips. Did I say these New York levels are buggy? I'm sure I did. Anyway, let's climb this very cool ribcage looking ladder and start going up immediately as the laser starts moving. Otherwise, you're not gonna have enough time to get up before it comes back and hits Lara's leg. Oh my god, see how close that was? And we even started climbing before it was fully out of the way, so it can be a bit tricky to time correctly. Okay, so far so good. We overcame so many traps and hazards and even a tricky combat scenario and did not get hit once. Let's break this object. Some perforated steel wall. On the left over here we are gonna find more clips. Hooray! And right above us is, even though it doesn't look like it, a automated machine gun turret. Now, here is the thing. You know how I always make it my mission to show you guys how many death beetles there are, or swarms of bats or rats. Well, the automated gun turrets are gonna be no exception, and I am counting them as enemies. I believe there are gonna be 4 of them in this level. However, unlike in Tomb Raider 3's high security compound, they are not killable. Lara does not aim at them when they pop out, and even manually firing at them over 120 bullets, that's at least the extent to which I tried it with our HK gun, deals no damage, or at least not enough damage to kill them, those turrets, right? So since I considered turrets enemies in previous entries, I feel like I need to do it now. They constitute the 4 unkillable enemies we'll kill in this level. Now I've shown you one power armor guy who we cannot kill in the very initial cutscene, and there's still one enemy who we will not be able to kill for a completely different reason, and I'll get to that at some point. Now, why is the turret not here? Well, there is an enemy that needs to activate it. Let me explain. Let's stay over on this side, because there is a patrolling security guard. By the way, I totally recommend you just headshot him and be done away with it. But if I do that, I'm not going to be able to demonstrate that there is indeed a turret. So instead, I am going to get his attention, climb out, dispatch him. There, he activated the turret by touching that console. We dispatched him via a headshot. By the way, these security guards are headshot sensitive, which is amazing. Unfortunately, none of them drop anything, so you don't need to bother, which is a shame. We could definitely use more bullets. And now, at the very end of that corridor, you can maybe already see it, there is a turret that spawned here when he approached that console over there. I can maybe show it to you like this, but I don't want to get into the turret's line of sight. Yeah, you can see it dropped out of the panel above. Cannot see it fully. Maybe this is gonna be a better angle. That's as good as it gets without it just putting holes through us like through hot potatoes. So that's what the guard does. So I recommend headshotting him immediately. Don't do it like I did. But the reason I did it was to show you what the consequence is of not killing him in time, okay? Now, interesting thing, we need a little CD, a small compact disc, to enter into this VCI logo console to open not the door over here, but the ventilation grate. Now, we are still on the 13th floor, but we're gonna find that CD on 16th floor, okay? Now, mind the vending machines here, because these lasers will set Lara on fire instantly. And no, you don't need to interact with the vending machines like with the ticket machine in Aldwych, using an old penny or anything like that to get a kind of drink. Nope. What you need to do instead is get rid of 2 ventilation grids. There's one over here. Whoa, slippery Lara. You know what, I'm having fun with slippery Lara. And another one is over here. An interesting thing, I actually don't think I talked about this yet. Our HK gun was supposed to have a silencer attachment, and looking at it, I think it already does, right? However, the gun is not silent. There are a couple of situations where you firing a bullet anywhere will alert nearby enemies, okay? But in the game manual for Tomb Raider 5, for both PC and PS1 version, they mention a silencer being applicable to the HK gun. But nothing like that made it to the game, or maybe it did, and at some point they decided to remove it, which I think is a shame. Silencer would benefit us greatly. But just an interesting bit of trivia, what was originally planned for Tomb Raider 5. But to be fair, the weapon model looks like it already has one attached, and the shots don't make a lot of noise, but they still alert other enemies.
Check it out, man. No regard for company security. Sleeping like a baby. Somebody could just glide in and slide that ID card out from under his nose. Somebody slinky that.
Somebody slinky that, and the game cuts Zip off. You know what, when it comes to Zip, I don't mind. I hate that guy so much in this game. But yeah, So remember, just like we sneaked up on the cook in the kitchen in the submarine, it's all about not staying out of sight but not making noise, and walking does the trick nicely. You need to walk over to this table over here and snatch the high security card. I don't know why it is so dark in the inventory. You could see the security guard's face on it. It's actually really rather cute. No. But alas, that's how they decided to render it. Now, this is a very interesting scenario. I like what the engine is capable of. But first, let's walk over here and swipe the card to access an optional storeroom and get our hand on a couple of goodies. Once inside the storeroom, by the way, you don't need to walk, not to make noise. He will not wake up, see? You can just run freely around here. Now, this should be a shelving with 2 items. Let me demonstrate. A small health pack and HK clip. There we go. See, we searched it only once, but we got both items. That is really neat. And there should be another HK clip over here. So we are loading up on that ammunition, and via using sniper mode, we should never be in serious need of it. Okay, now let me walk again and be extremely careful. because I want to explain the following situation, because it has further consequences than you just having to deal with another enemy. So Zip recommended sneaking, getting the card, and getting out. And you know what? Good advice, Zip. This time I'll give it to you. But if you do wake up the guard, either via making noise or firing at him, he will wake up, grab the gun on the table, and immediately activate an automated turret over here, okay? Now, if you just walk away, make it to the 16th floor, grab the CD and come back, this guy will have woken up, realized that someone stole his card, and he and his friend will ambush Lara. So you're gonna have to deal with him one way or another, okay? In this case, you can make the argument that being merciful does not pay off. Now, what is my mission over here? It sounds like I should let him live so that later on we'll get to kill 2 enemies rather than just 1, right? Well, not entirely. If you start a fight with him, his body will appear at the end of that corridor, so it's gonna be 2 enemies regardless, and I'm gonna get to show you how he extends the automated turret. So, you can, by the way, even headshot him as he's asleep. It works and you will kill him in 1 hit, but instead, I'm gonna do something incredibly stupid. I'm gonna make noise via running, wake him up, ensure that he activates the automated turret to show you that the turret is here. I'm gonna quickly run to the edge of that corridor, take care of his body, and then turn around and try to kill him. Whew. Okay, may fortune favor the foolish. Oh, we get a unique music, nice. Okay, Lara, please be quick. Nice, and now? Oh, this was perfect! So both him and his buddy will ambush you when you come back if you do not kill him. If you start fight with him, you get to dispatch both of them anyway. So for the number of kills, it is exactly the same. Now, we have the automated turret there, but since we concluded our business, we killed the guard, took the swipe card, explored the storage room, we never have to go here again, so the turret is really no threat, and at least this way I got to demonstrate to you what happens, okay? So I think it's a win-win, really. Now be careful about trying to engage these guys in this corner of the room, because if there is a fixed camera angle, I'm pressing the look key and nothing happens. You can only rely on Lara's auto-aim, which makes sniper mode completely useless, so on full automatic or on burst it could be fine, but you'll waste up more ammunition, but you cannot manually aim in such sequences where the screen has a fixed camera. It's very annoying. I'm pressing the look key, nothing. And here, when I press the look key, I finally can aim, right? So that's also one of the reasons I ran out of the corridor and approached this side of the room and then looked back. Hopefully that makes sense. I just want to prepare you for it if you find yourself in the exact same situation. Okay, now, here is a point which I absolutely hate. Similar to the base level in Russia, there is a mechanism for which exists no key item. Remember the locked doors and us thinking, oh, we need a key to get it? No. Well, now you have a swipe card unlocking mechanism where you cannot use the swipe card which you just got. This is so incredibly stupid. What's worse, this isn't an actual door. It's just detailed for immersion. You need to ignore this mechanism completely, okay? We're never gonna open that door. We're never gonna get a swipe card for that. We actually need to make it all the way to the console at the end of that hall and insert a CD from the 16th floor, okay? One cool bit of detail for immersion that I like is the floor plan telling you how many corridors there are highlighted in bright yellow. This is neat. And the green arrow showing you exactly where you are right now. Okay, let's summon an elevator. They have improved somewhat over Tomb Raider 2, I feel. Oh, this console is so cute. Look at all those numbers. You can actually make out the details. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... Then alarm button, 0, and close the doors. Oh, that's such a neat detail and such sharp texture as well. Okay. And once we arrive... Ooh, flyby. So 2 guards talking to one another. Well, guess what we're gonna do? You can very safely dispatch them. I'm probably not gonna risk another move, or... Wait a second, they don't seem to be very good at this. Maybe we can even move behind this crate without a... Yep. They're so enthralled in the conversation. First shoot the one on the right, because it's gonna take the one on the left longer time to turn around and face off Lara. Or just kill them very quickly, one after another. Hooray! Now there is a third guard, which we need to take care of, who tends to patrol that area. Ooh, nice! And none of them took a single shot at us. This is very good. Seriously, health conservation-wise and ammo conservation-wise, we're doing amazing so far. Okay, So we need to open this door. To do that, we need to access a laboratory on the other end of the 16th floor. Again, mind the floor plan over here. See, it's even more straightforward than the 13th one was. Makes it weird that the level is called the 13th floor when we're on 16th, but to be honest, it's just a very temporary detour. Now, using our high security swipe card, we get to open this lab, and inside is a button which actually unlocks the door all the way on the other side. It seems like a completely unnecessary detour, but I mean, we get all these cool gizmos to look at, so I'm not gonna complain too much. It looks great, I think, visually speaking. And now we press the button, which gives us the iris hologram. Remember it in the Tomb Raider 3's treasure room? Yeah, so this is what Lara is after from Von Croy Industries. But, how on earth are you supposed to figure out that this opens up the door at the end of the other end of the 16th floor? I truly do not know. Now, couple of things. You know me. I am a conscienceless, heartless, bloodthirsty bastard, and I want to show you how to get all the kills, and armed with this knowledge, I let you do whatever you want and play however you want to prefer, okay? There are gonna be a couple of VCI workers in orange suits like these, whom you are discouraged from killing because A, it wastes ammunition, and B, it can sometimes get you into a lot of problems, like the automated turret over there. But again, I want to show you where all the turrets are, and I want to show you how to get the highest possible number of kills, so guess what I'm about to do. Now, before I do anything, it's important to note that it is this worker over here who will activate a console that will activate the turret. But sometimes he seems to be oblivious to the fact that you are killing his colleague over here. So, the way I'm gonna do it, I'm just gonna first kill his colleague, so that this guy still has time to summon the turret, because if he doesn't, then how am I gonna prove my claim that there is a turret, right? And another point of contention is that they are not headshot sensitive. These guys you cannot headshot. I think it takes 8 bullets. Oh my god, turret! Let's run! Oh! Okay, so his colleague did notice this time. Oh, he peppered us with a couple of bullets. So at least you now know that there is a turret. And for this, I am absolutely gonna destroy you.
Don't shoot.
Again, 8 bullets is what it takes. Now, I want to show you even the physically that there is a turret. Oh, I'm so gonna regret this, aren't I? Can I squeeze in with it? Ah, there you can see it. You can see the Gatling gun now on the left upper corner. So there is the turret, okay? So again, I do not recommend actually doing this, but if you want to rack up those kills, I recommend at least killing the second one, his colleague, from the distance. And the guy to the right, you cannot really kill or shoot from outside this room, so that's the tricky part during which the turret can pepper spray you. Oof, okay, we paid with some blood, but I think we are still in a relatively good position to finish this level without a health pack, we'll see, but if I'll absolutely have to, I will use the first health pack of this playthrough. Okay, now, this is stupid. We are above the iris on the 13th floor. Actually, on the other side of this room, we can see the vent through which we crawled. But this was supposed to be the 13th floor. How on earth are we on the 16th? We're 1 floor up. Maybe 2 if I'm being incredibly generous, but there's no way we are 3 floors up. I just find this to be kind of an oversight. It should have been much lower than it is now. Anyway, nice vista, I guess. Inside this door, uh-oh, guess what we're gonna do. Now, you have a couple of suit chambers over here. You can open up this one, but you cannot interact with the suit like you could with the deep sea dive one in the Russian submarine. Instead, you want this suit over here to drop a CD, which we need for the 13th floor. It should be called High Security Access Disk, or... oh, Access Code Disk, okay. Just don't trust me and me remembering all the names. This door will never open, as you can tell, and the guy over here doesn't mind us at all. He probably thinks Lara is a new colleague of his. Well, oh my god, this feels awful. Look at the lengths I'm going to demonstrate as a completionist how high you can rank up your kill count. Anyway, we dispatch this guy, and back we go. And onto the elevator and on the 13th floor, okay? Now, I don't think it was really ever explained what is it that Von Croy Industries, why are there even Von Croy Industries? Von Croy is an archaeologist. Why is he a military contractor developing sci-fi weapons based on an artifact from Cambodia? Like, let's not think too hard about it, okay? This is such an incredible tonal shift. And we're gonna see Von Croy in one of the cutscenes with some mysterious, creepy colleague of his, but none of this really makes sense. It's supposed to present Lara as a force of good, trying to take the Iris away from an evil corporation doing evil arms research, but holy moly. I don't believe that Lara canonically was killing the workers, okay? I really don't think so. But even the security guards with their badges, these are not some heartless mercenaries, they're normal people having their security job, and Lara just mows them down like nothing. This is just awful. And especially coming from sort of the innocent Ireland Lara. I know the tonal shift was there intentionally to show that she grew into a more ruthless person, but still, whoa. Okay, observe. 1 explosion, 2 explosions, 3 explosions, 4 explosions, and then it goes onwards. So, explosions start at the very top, and then they move down the sliding pole, and we need to time this just right. So the moment you observe explosion at the top, it's first, second, third. Now, after the fourth, grab the pole, go down, because you should be high enough above the blast radius, and jump back. Okay, wonderful. We avoided all the damage. And let's get our hands on the second secret rose. Hooray! Yep, we got it. And I think we are 1 secret rose away from 30. Wonderful. Now I need to time this again, but this time you can ignore the pole. Wonderful. And instead do a safety drop. Okay, and hurry it up before the explosions will reach us again. Whew. Okay, I was not expecting to do this without taking damage. I am extraordinarily happy how this turned out. Okay, and now we are on a catwalk. Okay, let me maybe turn Lara facing the back, because if we're looking at that side of the room, the following conversation will make no sense. Let's see if this works.
Uh-oh, you're gonna have to play some fancy moves to get past this quarterback.
You got any suggestions? Anything to distract him?
I got a suggestion right here. Go find a different way out, because you don't want to know what happens when you make the Hulk mad.
Indispensable information as always.
That face ain't got armor on it, right? Well, that's how you're going to have to do it. You one hard-boiled lady. Now, you'll think of something.
What exactly am I hiring you for?
My extraordinary knowledge of security systems and my unsurpassed skill in cracking them, not to mention my ineffably addictive personality, baby.
You're right. I won't mention it.
I'm willing to differ, Zip. Your personality is everything but incredibly addictive. Okay, so yeah, the reason I wanted to turn Lara around by 180 degrees is that this is the Hulk that they've been talking about. But if you just move forward, the camera is going to show you that door where there's no one, so it kind of makes less sense. But that's the first piece of useful advice that Zip gave us, and that is that the faceplate is not armored and is a vulnerable spot. Unfortunately, he gave it to us too late. We already had to figure that out when killing the first guy wearing the power armor, right? So, good advice, but just timed so incredibly poorly. Now, over here we are gonna find another remarkable key item, probably the second best after the piece of rubber in Ireland, and that is a piece of cloth. Or even cloth, that's it. I mean, what use will we have for cloth in this sci-fi building? Well, it's actually pertaining to a very unique takedown of the enemy that the camera just showed us. Don't be scared by the music, it's kind of a fake out. We are gonna use the cloth and a bottle of more chloroform, I think, to knock this guy out. By the way, I'm definitely considering that a kill, and I want to show you a cool cutscene. Now, you can run around the edges of this room and he will not hear you, so don't worry, you don't have to walk everywhere across here. But let's be very quick about something. Alrighty then. Because inside this room are 2 terrariums and each with a swarm of bugs. Now Lara, please pick up the items from this closet, because these 2 terrariums, you can even manually shoot them to break them, but that will alert the power armor guy. But oh my god, if you wait for a while, the bugs, they will get out, at least from one of those terrariums. So instead what we can do is run around the room, still, this does not get his attention, and lose the bugs, okay? So unlike death beetles, they have no permanence, so they will just scatter and dissipate and you'll be free of their tyranny. It's kind of more like the swarm of rats, really. And when you do that, you will find that this one has emptied as well. But if you were to just come here, shoot both terrariums, alert the power armor guy, you would be chased instead by 2 swarms of bugs. So it's a bit, get it, bugged. But I'm definitely counting the terrariums as breakable objects. We are gonna come back here and destroy the other one as well. And the 2 swarms of bugs I'm not counting as enemies because they have no permanence. But I'm probably in my final stats video, I'm just gonna add a count of all these sort of temporary hazards. Now, both of these cabinets, they had a small and a large health pack, and each came with a bottle of chloroform. Again, you only need to search them once to get both items. Now, we have 2 of these and 1 cloth. Well, the thing is really that you only get to use this chloroform soaked cloth once in this level. I believe there's gonna be another opportunity. I can't remember if it's in the escape with Iris or the red alert level, but we're gonna use this move again to incapacitate an enemy. I'm definitely counting that as a kill. Even though chloroform should knock them out and not poison them, but it's a unique way to take them out, I guess. Plus, I definitely want to show you unique cutscene. So, what we need to do is, just like we crowbarred the cook in the submarine level, we need to walk behind the power armor guy and either manually summon up the inventory screen and choose the chloroform soaked cloth, or just press the action key and observe. You know what? I take that back. He's not knocked out, he is dead. Lara pretty much just broke his neck. You didn't even need the chloroform, Lara. Okay, now, for those of you who are experienced with this level, you already know one thing. Hold on, Zelgaris, you're after all the kills. But by dispatching this power armor guy silently, you will have not summoned a new power armor enemy appearing around this corner. Well, yes and no. In fact, all you need to do is make a shot. And see, there he appeared. So now, we just need to do a headshot. And I don't know if he's gonna come... Okay, from the right side. Nice! Wow, he was slow and unwieldy. So that's all you need to do, okay? So if you're interested in extra kill, just shoot anywhere. And actually, even if you shoot, let's say, at one of the terrariums in this storage area over here, and release the bugs... Ah, so satisfying. Both power armor soldiers will be aware of Lara and try and kill her, and you don't want to have to face these guys, both of them at the same time, okay? You want to pick one and then the other. Oh, you can see into the closets from the side. Is that a missing texture or is that intentional glass design? I have no idea. Huh, that's kind of neat actually. And nothing on top of the fridge over there. Okay. Now, what follows is potentially the most terrifying combat scenario in the entire game, and you know what? This is probably, if I remember correctly, gonna be the second time I'll save within a level in this game, in this Let's Play. Let's see. First things first, make sure you have everything you wanted, because once you cross this threshold, you will be past the point of no return, okay? Now, ridiculously easy to miss, but there are HK clips over here, see them? Actually, the red light makes it even more invisible. So there they are. Let's pick them up. And when we go through 2 more squares, we'll be ambushed by a power armor wielding guy. And originally I thought, okay, let's soak the cloth, combine with chloroform, and walk to sneak up on him and knock him out. No, he is instantly aware of Lara. This is an intentional trap. You do not, at least as far as I'm aware, get to use the chloroform soaked cloth again in this level. Guys, if you are aware of anything like that, please let me know, okay? That would be an interesting bit of information. So, I am absolutely going to save here, because depending on just sheer dumb luck, you can die instantly due to no fault of your own. This is a terrible setup. So let me make a save here. So proud we made it like this past this point. And what helps me from my experience is... And you know what? I think recovery from running is faster than from walking. So let me just press the forward key once and then immediately start aiming. Oh my god, yes! Oh, I am so happy. Whew. Okay, so now you understand why I was so worried. If this guy was to take a proper aim, that's it. I mean, he would not necessarily kill you, but take a huge chunk out of your life. And we are still gonna get pepper sprayed by additional turret in this level, so I definitely didn't want that to happen. But, as I said, what helps me to disorient him is not to stand in the middle of the corridor, but be hugging the wall. I always had success with this when hugging the left wall for some reason. So just be attached to it, and he's gonna do his sort of weird zigzag movement, and it's gonna increase your chances of not getting hit by those laser rifles. Now, this is the only enemy in the entire level, I believe, who drops something. So, let's take a look. Can you see it on these textures? It's incredibly difficult, but another small CD, let's see how it's called. Iris Lab Access CD? Iris Lab Access, okay, straightforward enough, even though it's the same as the security clearance disk, or whatever it was called, I forget. By the way, observe the screensaver on this screen, it's so cute, and when you enter the CD in, it's gonna unlock the V icon. Lovely. It also has these streams of currents of data running in the back. The first console we used did not have that, but this one does. Not sure why there's a difference with that particle effect. Anyway, on we go into some laser testing lab / room. So here is the final unkillable enemy of the level. There is a worker behind this glass who is so focused on his work that he's oblivious to everything else, and we cannot reach the room he's in. Over here is a patrolling guard. Let's keep some distance away from him so he's not aware of us. Okay, and we want to go into the second alcove over here. Wonderful. And the moment he sees us, he'll activate a turret, but not just that, even if you think you're being sneaky and kill him with a headshot in time, the turret will be activated anyway. There we go. And a turret just fell down from that trapdoor. So, what I'm gonna have to do is something really stupid and dangerous, and that's get across the corner of this room as fast as we can so the turret doesn't get us, but I don't recommend sprinting. Because it takes some time for the turret to align, okay? And it seems to be ready and poised to hit us. Now, there is a way to avoid facing off the turret again, but it means missing the third secret, so now you know why I wanted to conserve health as much as we could. And this guy, again, oblivious to the fact we just killed his colleague, he doesn't even see Lara, he is so focused on what he's doing, and unfortunately he's the final unkillable enemy of this level. Now, there's a very interesting dilemma up ahead.
Now, this ain't gonna be easy. This door operates on that pass you got, except it needs 2 inserted at the same time.
Meaning what, exactly?
Meaning, against your better judgment, try not to go killing that guy, 'cause we need him, yeah?
Do not follow Zip's advice. I repeat, do not follow Zip's advice. What's happening is that we need 2 people to each insert a high security card over on these consoles simultaneously to open up this door into the Iris lab room and get our hands on it. See, there's the tantalizing 3D display of it. However, if you do that, you will lock yourself out of the third secret and a couple of kills. Now, I assume most of you do not care about racking up the highest possible kill count, right? I personally do. But missing out a secret and not unlocking a concept art gallery? No way. So, I'm going to make another save here. Why? Well, because I want to show you a cutscene. It's purely optional. If we are gonna get our hands on the third secret, you will not see this cutscene. So I do need to make that save here to show it to you. In case you do want to follow Zip's advice and you're not a completionist and don't even care about all the secrets and feel really bad about killing an innocent worker, which by the way you should, I mean, I'm having nightmares about doing this, just draw out your gun, aim at him, he'll start crouching, and about 2 or 3 seconds later, a cutscene will follow.
Don't shoot.
Sweet dreams, Lara was trying to say. And you know what, in the end she still knocks him out. I guess we could consider this a cutscene kill or something like that. But again, the problem is that, sure, we get a shortcut into the final room of the level, but we will have missed out the third and final secret, which is behind this door over here, okay? So I do not recommend doing this. Instead, but I really did want to show you that cutscene, and to be honest, I think canonically, if there even exists such a thing anymore, this is what happened. Lara just threatened him and then knocked him out. But this is a video game. So instead what we're gonna do is we're gonna kill him. However, be careful. If you start shooting at him and you're not quick enough, the cutscene where he cooperates with Lara can still trigger and you will just need to reload and do it all over again, right? So instead, to avoid that cutscene from being triggered, if you do want to kill him, leave the room and shoot him from all the way here. This will prevent the cutscene from triggering, and 8 shots delivers the message.
Should've known you can't get a leopard to change his spots. You're gonna have to try the not-so-pleasant way now, through that vent. And while you're going through it, why don't you just have a think about what you just...
Okay, this will summon a pair of guards, which, again, you know me, I consider that a reward, not a punishment, from a corridor that just opened up, which will lead us to the third secret, okay? Now, one of the guards seems to be a bit confused and lost. Oh, their pet finding is not very good. And the thing is, I don't want to enter this corridor until the... Oh, guards are dispatched because of the turret looming over us like the sword of Damocles. Okay. Okay, both guards taken care of. Now, all we have to worry about is this cursed turret. Again, I love the idea that this guy is so plunged in his work, he has no idea what's going on. Imagine the security later questioning him and him saying, "Whoa, right, Guff, I was just taking care of these aluminum plates and drilling them with my laser." Yeah, it's a hilarious idea. Okay, so let's set up Lara for a good angle from which sprinting will not hinder us but actually help, and make a break for it. Lara, please, no! Oh my god, that was incredibly stupid, but I think we can still make it without using a health pack, although, let's be real careful, there is a security guard here. And he does not play well with others. Oh, finally. If you can see his arm, you can dispatch him. Now again, this is not a headshot, so it's gonna take more bullets. But we can't afford to take damage at this point. There should be another one over there. Let's take aim and wait for him to enter this corner. Ah, it's so difficult to see the red dot with all this light. Gosh darn it. I'm just gonna have to get a feel for it. Come out, wherever you are. Is he just hugging the left wall and now I'm gonna have to wait for him to pass through the entire level? Thank you so much. Okay. So that's it, that was the final kill of the level. So again, if you go via the violent route, you get to kill 4 additional guards and get access to this corridor, which actually contains the third and final secret on the left. Let's wait for the laser. You don't need to sprint, it's very close, and it's not gonna reach this tile. So, here we are with the third and final secret, yay, and we are at 30. Ah, we are so close. Okay. You know what? Sliding Lara, help me out here. Thank you so much. I don't know if technically this was using a glitch, but the somersault would have been just as fast if it worked properly with proper animation. So yeah. Now, that's it. I'm really happy about that. Let me also explain what is it we're after. Now, this corridor should look familiar, and it leads to the Iris lab. Now, do not approach any sooner. Those arcs of electricity can actually hit you all around it. We should not be here. It is unsafe. And at the top you can see sort of the steel cage from the 16th floor, even though this is definitely not 3 floors above, but anyway, doesn't matter. We need to shut off whatever this device is. Actually, at this point we should have no idea what it is, but later, I think in the next level, we're gonna find out that it's in fact a teleporter. Now this door over here, which wanted to open up and then just closed thinking we're not looking, is the one where we killed the worker with the 2 security card swipe panels, okay? So again, it was just a shortcut to cooperate with him to get here, but miss out on 4 kills and 1 secret. Unacceptable. Ooh, that's a cool door, I like it. A garage door, nice. So here we have a fancy looking control room, and over here a switch to shut the electricity down. Now, I don't know exactly yet how many seconds it takes before it goes back up. I think it's around 20 seconds or so, right? But there is a very easy way to do it. And there's even an easier way one. You can actually crouch, crawl, glitch through the glass ceiling and make it to the other room, but I'm not gonna do that. I wanna do it sort of honestly, I guess. Oh, look at that world map. Nice. Instead, I'm gonna show you, I guess, the more intended way to get it. So, let the countdown begin. Okay, side flip, go forward, do mid-air roll. Okay, wait for Lara to recover and just run around the stairs, try not to hit a wall. Okay, brilliant. You don't even need to sprint with so many tight, sharp turns, it's just gonna hurt you. I mean, your time, and there we go. We picked up, I think it's called the Iris artifact. Yep, indeed. So again, this should look very familiar from Tomb Raider 4 and 3. Finally, we have it in our hands. And yeah, we've deactivated this device, so you don't need to worry about it becoming dangerous again or anything like that. So, let me just go here. Okay, this is funny. You can see this is just a two-dimensional corridor, right? Okay, you know what? I think this is as good a place as any to look at the stat screen and make a save. So, my friends, I hope this guide was useful to tackle the incredibly scary 13th floor. From what I remember, the next level, Escape with the Iris, should be a bit easier, but then the final one, Red Alert, is gonna be the toughest one so far, so I can't wait to get to it. We have found all 26 items, we have killed all 19 possible enemies out of the 25, but I guess you could bring the count down to 21 if you don't consider the turret as enemies, but I do. Just to be consistent with the franchise or the series as a whole. We have broken all sorts of objects, 9 in total. We have found all 3 secrets, so we're closer than ever to the concept art special feature unlockable. We have still not used a single health pack. I am so incredibly proud of this. This level, doing it without a health pack, it's quite the feat. And you can also on the right side see the time taken, the actual number of meters and squares we have traveled in this level, and the actual total ammo used of the entire playthrough so far and specific to this level. Again, I actually had to calculate this based on our ammunition consumption, which, if I'm not mistaken, we're now at 173 shots. Oh, by the way, one thing I haven't talked about, you can see that the clips look different in the inventory screen depending on if you choose Rapid, Burst or Sniper, but they all share the same ammunition pool. The Sniper has 1 yellow stripe on its clip back, Burst has 3, now you can see it, and Rapid has 5. Interesting how they sort of visually distinct them, but again, as I said, it's the same pool of ammunition. Okay, anyway, let me make a very satisfying save here. I know this is the 3rd time we are saving in 13th floor, but oh boy, curious how we're gonna do in Red Alert level. And I will see you guys next time in, well, Lara trying to escape with the Iris in her inventory.